everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Gifty. Thank you so much for watching this video that is all about my 4 activities for remote teaching. This is going to be great activities for if you're using Zoom or Google Classroom. So let's get started. My first activity that I absolutely really like, and each and every one of these activities I have used and my kids love it, I love it, is spot the difference. So basically, if you go on YouTube, there's so many videos about spot the difference. There's cartoon ones, there's animal ones, let's say there's forest ones, there's different types that you can use. But the ones that my students and I usually use are mostly the animal ones or cartoon ones. So if you go on YouTube, you can just write spot the difference, you're gonna see different types. I'll also link below the ones that I use. So what I do is that on Zoom, once my kids are coming in slowly but surely, they come in, it's a really great icebreaker to use. So once they're all in, I take attendance and so forth, I just share my screen on Zoom, and then the screen that I'm sharing is spot the difference video on YouTube. And what I do is I get different students to pick what the difference is compared to, let's say, the first picture that's on the screen versus the second one. So usually these videos are like split in 2 with everything that's on one picture, whereas the other one there's missing little pieces on it. So my kids just tell me, "Oh, Miss Gifty, I see that there's no hat on this one," or whatever, and then I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's true." And what I love about Zoom with spot the difference is that I can easily just annotate on it. It's like a circle which difference are in one picture versus the other. What I like about this activity a lot is a nice icebreaker. I noticed during lockdown that my students are so different on Zoom compared to face-to-face. I find they get so shy. You can tell me if that's the same for you in the comments below. My students get so shy on Zoom and I'm like, you're not really like that. But anyways, so it's a good way to get them talking, and after that activity is done, then we get straight into our actual work. And because we did that and they were talking and so forth, they're more open to the work that we're actually going to do for the lesson for our remote learning. So yeah, spot the difference. I'll link some of the videos I used already that I really like and my students like. The second activity that I absolutely love is the 5-second game. This is actually a board game, but they have free questions online that you can use. I'll also link that below. So I'm not remote teaching anymore, but these are activities that I've used, and 5-second one's probably one of my kids' favorites out of the 4 I'm about to mention to you. So basically how the game works is that there's a question that the kids have to answer, and they have 5 seconds to answer it. So usually they have to name 3 things within that 5 seconds, and if 5 seconds is up, they're like, sorry, you didn't make it. They don't lose any points. It's more of an icebreaker for me how I can use it. But if you have competitive kids and you want to make it a bit more competitive with points and so forth, you can. So basically how it works is that let's say I ask a student I just pick any random student on my screen, so they're kind of like, oh, is she gonna pick me, is she not? So I just pick any random student. I'm like, okay, you name me it's usually 3. Name me 3 supermarkets. So I'm in London right now, so let's say 3 supermarkets will be Aldi, Tesco, Sainsbury's, and they have to name it within the 5 seconds. And it just gets them really excited. They love it. It gets them opening up on Zoom because, like I said, they're very different face-to-face compared to on Zoom. So it just gets them really open and wanting to play and so forth. For this game, you might have some students that wouldn't want to do it because they're shy, which is totally okay. So what I would recommend for those students is to be the counter for the 5 seconds, to be the timer. If all your kids are not shy and they all want to do it, then you can just do the time with your hand, which is what I did for 5 seconds. And yeah, so it's called the 5 seconds challenge, and I'll link it below as well. The third activity that I absolutely love, I think I love every one of them, but that's fine. It's pen pals. So pen pals is something very traditional that many classrooms have been doing for many years, but it's it's activity that you could do virtually as well. So I've done, this is my second year doing pen pals. I've done it with children from Ghana. My best friend's teaching in Ghana, so I've done it with her kids in Ghana, and now I am doing it with kids that are located in Montreal, Canada, which is where I'm from, with my niece's classroom. So how we're doing it is that I'm not virtual teaching anymore, by the way. I'm actually physically in the classroom. So how we're doing it is that I have a bunch of questions that my students answer, and then I just take a picture of it, and then I put it on a Google slide, and then I share that slide with the teacher who's in Canada. How she's doing it back to us is that she's writing it on Google Docs. My school doesn't have access to that many computers, so that's why I'm doing it on Google Slides, and I'm putting it all on one slide and sending it to her. So it can be done virtually. If you are remote teaching and you want to do that, what you can also do is you can send the children the questions that you want them to answer in the paragraphs, and then they can send you back their letter. They can take a picture of it and send it back to you, and then you can put it on Google Slides. That's an option you can do, and then send it to whoever you're sending it to. So pen pals is a great way to get your students to just be exposed to different cultures around the world, and you'll be so surprised how many similarities there are with classrooms. Like, we've been talking to them for about 2 weeks now, and we have so many similarities from UK to Canada, which it's evident, but my kids don't know that. They're like, what? They do that too? But yeah, yes they do. And also very much a lot of differences. Like, one big difference I noticed, my students notice, is that their class is way smaller than ours. So yeah, in terms of class students count. But yeah, so that's a really fun way to get your students involved, exposed to different cultures, and it also creates patience as well, because they have to wait for their pen pal to send them a letter and send it back. So all of this great benefits remotely. Fourth activity, and probably one of my best ones, I said that to every single one anyways, it's Kahoot. I love Kahoot. I love Kahoot. And basically what I use Kahoot for virtual learning is for my tests. So my spelling test and my multiplication test. So I always warn my students in advance that, okay, this was virtually. I always warn my students in advance, okay, you're going to need a second device for let's say Friday is a test day. So what I do is that if you're familiar with Kahoot, there's always a main question and then usually four potential answers. Within the 4 potential answers, one of them is the correct one. So for spellings, what I do is that my main question is always please pick the correct spelling, and then the 4 options for them to pick, one of them is correct. So let's say they have to know how to spell, let's say Monday. One of them is right and all 3 is wrong, and they have to pick the correct one. For my multiplication test, my main question is always, let's say what 5 times 5 is. Let's say, for example, that's what it is. And then one of them is obviously 25 has the right answer, and then there's 3 wrong ones. And my kids love it. They love it. It's what I like about it is that they're learning, but it's fun learning, I guess I could say. And also what I like about it too is that they can see their ladder. What they like about it is that they can see where they are on the ladder, how far they are, and so forth. They love that like seeing their name on the screen and stuff moving. And for a teacher, what I also like about it is that once the quiz is finished, you have a spreadsheet of basically how they have done, what they have done and where they are. Let's say that there's the 20 questions, you can see which student got 20 on 20, which student got 19 on 20, and so forth. So it helps you to know, okay, this student had a hard time with this particular question. Okay, how can I help this student master this type of question, and so forth. If let's say they're not good with their 10 times tables, I notice each question, their 10 times table, they got it wrong. Okay, maybe we need to focus on 10 times tables now. So it's a great way to self-assess yourself as a teacher where the students need help with. So yeah, Kahoot is definitely one of my favorites for bringing my spelling and math tests virtually. So those are my 4 virtual activities that I absolutely love that I use on Google Classroom on Zoom. Like I said, I'll link each and every one of them below. For Pen Pals, is really on Google Classroom. That's what I use it for, but the rest I'll link it below. And also, I just started a new business called Teach Nation. It's an online learning platform for children in primary school. So if you're a teacher or you're qualified and you want to teach maths, French, or English online, please register. I have all the link to the website below. If you're a parent looking for an online tutor for maths, English, or French, and Teach Nation is there for you. So it will be a pleasure to have you guys join our team. It's very new, and each teacher on the team is super passionate about students and children as much as I am. So I hope you can join our team as well, and thank you for watching my video. If it's your first time watching this video, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and click the bell below for new updates about when I post a new video. Take care and bye.